With our lead story, last night's presidential candidate debate. VOA's Jim Fry reports.
Senator John McCain, the Republican, and Senator Barack Obama, the Democrat, met for their second debate. They faced a room full of undecided voters in Tennessee who would ask most of the questions in a town hall format. This on a day of bad news. Closing bell on the New York Stock Exchange sounded on another day of steep declines in stock values, only days after Congress approved a $700 billion rescue of troubled financial securities. The questions here reflected it.
How can we trust either of you with our money when both parties got us into this global economic crisis?
What's the fastest, most positive solution to bail these people out of the economic ruin?
Both candidates acknowledged voter cynicism. Both signaled they would seek to help ordinary Americans in what Obama called the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression.
The middle class need a rescue package, and that means tax cuts for the middle class.
McCain said he would order the government to buy up bad home mortgages and rewrite the loans.
Is it expensive? Yes. But we all know, my friends, until we stabilize home values in America, we're never going to start turning around and creating jobs.
On who should pay more income taxes, the two clashed. Obama suggested restoring higher tax rates on the wealthy.
Senator McCain.
Well, you know, nailing down Senator Obama's various tax proposals is like nailing Jell-O to the wall.
McCain said Obama favored wider tax increases. Obama accused his opponent of misleading voters, referring to McCain's slogan for truthful, frank talk.
Senator McCain, I think the straight talk express lost a wheel on that one. So let's be clear about my tax plan and Senator McCain's.
On energy, both candidates acknowledged the need for alternatives to oil.
Senator McCain and I actually agree on something. He said a while back that the big problem with energy is that for 30 years, politicians in Washington haven't done anything. What Senator McCain doesn't mention is he's been there 26 of them.
I know you grow a little weary of this back and forth.
McCain referred to energy legislation loaded with what he called goodies for oil companies.
You know who voted for it? You might never know. That one. You know who voted against it? Me.
On the Iraq War, the two candidates repeated familiar arguments. McCain saying he was right on the addition of troops last year, Obama calling McCain wrong on the decision to invade Iraq. And they clashed on Obama's assertion that he would be willing to strike inside Pakistan to kill al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, which McCain has ridiculed.
Now, Senator McCain suggests that somehow, I'm green behind the ears and, I'm just spouting off and he's somber and responsible.
Thank you very much.
Senator McCain, this is the guy who sang Bomb, Bomb, Bomb Iran.
I was joking with a veteran. I hate to even go into this. I was joking with an old veteran friend who joked with me about Iran. But the point is that I know how to handle these crises.
As the two candidates begin the final 4 weeks of campaigning, Obama has opened a lead in most polls. They will debate once more next week. Jim Fry, VOA News.
Now, joining us to further dissect the debate is VOA's national correspondent, Jim Malone. Thank you so much, Jim, for being here today.
A pleasure, as always.
Now, of course, this is the second debate of 3. Tell us really, how much influence do they really have on the voters? We keep hearing how McCain really has to push through to, close that gap between him and Barack Obama.
I think the debates are tremendously important, but maybe not for the reasons we always think. People expect when the two candidates come together, it's going to be like a boxing match, and someone's going to try to knock the other one out. We've had 2 debates now. That hasn't been happening. What the debates do provide, especially for the challenger in a way, is an opportunity to go toe-to-toe with someone who is seen as having more experience. So in this case, the debates seem to be helping Barack Obama. The latest polls show that after last night's debate, he was seen as the winner. So in polling, he's won the last 2 debates. To be fair, McCain has done all right in the debates as well. There's been no clear knockout blows. but it has allowed Obama to present himself as a potential president, a potential commander-in-chief, and that has helped the Obama campaign a lot.
Jim, we know that most of the voters are familiar with the positions of both candidates on various issues. What is it that they both needed to do in this kind of a debate and in a future one in order to have this impact on the minds of voters?
Well, certainly a lot of issues were discussed last night. Foreign policy among them. Interesting discussions. What are Americans focused on? Easy. The economy. It's all about the economy, and whichever candidate can do a better job of connecting with the average American and their economic concerns and fears and worries, that candidate's going to do better. And so far, it looks as though Obama's doing a better job than McCain. If you look at these debates, see how many times Obama talks about the middle class. Senator McCain wants to talk about tax cuts. So I think there's a little bit of a disconnect in some ways on that.
Now, Jim, of course, this is of international interest, the debates, the elections in general. We even had some viewers from Africa who commented saying, if, like, say, McCain said he knows how to get bin Laden and al-Qaeda, why didn't he say it on such a platform? What do you think is the answer to something like that?
Well, McCain's whole point in the debate on the issue of Pakistan was that Obama has gone over the line by advertising what he would do. He's saying he would use some sort of military strike to go after al-Qaeda leaders, including bin Laden. McCain's point is it's wrong to advertise. You don't tip off your strategy ahead of time. Interestingly enough, though, Obama sounds more in a way like President Bush talking about going after terrorist leaders in foreign countries.
I know people talk about a game changer. What is it that can happen and from history in a debate, let's say the final debate, that can completely change how the results of the elections will be?
It's as much about body language and about how the candidates treat one another. And again, it's an area where McCain may not have done that well. At one point, he referred to Senator Obama as that one, talking about a Senate vote. That may not have helped him too much because voters don't like to see negativity, and especially in these debates.
Thank you so much, Jim Malone, VOA's national correspondent. Now, later we'll tell you how independent voters may determine who wins the elections in November.